We welcome you to the NASCAR IRWIN Tools Cup Series 2005 season as we are in Richmond, Virginia for the halfway point of this 2005 season. 36 cars are here at the Richmond International Raceway for the Chevrolet Rock and Roll 400. They are ready to take on 8 laps around this 0.75 mile super speedway. And now this track isn't as iconic, or it hasn't seen great finishes that we've seen at Bristol and Martinsville. But the track still provides some great racing, great short track racing. One of the few short tracks on schedule, and we should cherish this race. And it's going to be an exciting one. And add in the fact there is no chase, and these drivers might take some less risks, and it'll be even more dramatic if a driver like Tony Stewart or Matt Kenseth crashes today, as they're tied for the points lead and they need to stay there. So now it is time for your Pepsi starting lineup. Remember, best served with a Pepsi, and Pepsi is the official soft drink of the NASCAR IRWIN Tools Cup Series. On the pole is Jimmie Johnson sporting the 2006 Lowe's paint scheme this week, and Kevin Harvick looking for his first win. Look at that red, white, and blue M&M's car. Elliott Sadler, Kyle Busch, another great start for the young rookie. Then we have Tony Stewart. He's the points leader, needs a great night at Home Depot. Chevrolet, Casey Kane, he is looking to win here tonight. And then we have Bobby Labonte and Ryan Newman, 2 classic paint schemes, and they're looking to keep it going. So then we have Jeremy Mayfield in the Dodge paint scheme, Kurt Busch in that Superman car looking to be super tonight. Then we have Brian Vickers, another young rookie, as well as Carl Edwards. He is also looking to have a good day. A lot of young blood up in the front. Jeff Burton in the Singular car and Mark Martin in the Viagra car had great qualifying runs. And then more Roush Fenway cars back here. Greg Biffle and Matt Kenseth, the co-points leader, entering race 5. Rusty Wallace, as he's looking to build the momentum of last week's win. And Ricky Rudd, another veteran, looking to do well. Joe Nemechek, this is his best start, I believe, of the season, or I hope it is. And Jeff Gordon, he is trying to rebound from a rough starting spot. Jeff Green and Dave Blaney. And then we have Dale Jarrett in the UPS truck, looking to do well this week. And Dale Earnhardt Jr., he's got a tough start spot. He's got to get to the front. He's in the close points battle. Terry Labonte and Martin Truex Jr., some old and some young represented in this row. Scott Riggs and Michael Waltrip, as Waltrip's had a rough patch ever since that Daytona win. Another young driver paired with a veteran in this row, Bobby Hamilton Jr. and Mike Skinner. Kyle Petty, he's had some tough luck this season. I hope he can shed it. Finally, let's see him have a good run. And Casey Mears in the good old Target car. And then we have Ken Schrader and Bill Elliott, 2 classic drivers. And they're in the second to last row. And now we have Kenny Wallace and Sterling Marlin. He crashed in qualifying. Let's see if he can get to the front. And so now it's time for your KFC Chicken Capital USA honorary starter for the Chevrolet Rock and Roll 400. And today's honorary starter is James Snyder. And now it's time to lead these drivers down for an 8-lap journey. Let's build up the excitement. The flagman is waving the green flag. We are racing in Richmond, Virginia. The fans are cheering as they fly down into turn 1. You can see Jimmie Johnson trying to get the edge on Kevin Harvick. The lower line is going to be what's going to benefit today. And Jimmie Johnson looks like he's executing it well. Jimmie Johnson clears Kevin Harvick and leads lap 1. Lap 2 out of 8. And you can see here they are still double file. Kurt Busch crosses down. And a lot of drivers, this is the challenge here at Richmond, as the track has a 1-groove racetrack. And now Elliott Sadler gives Jimmie Johnson a bump, and they're side by side, lap 3 out of 8. Look at this, some double file racing. This is really intense. And now Tony Stewart, the co-points leader, trying to look on Elliott Sadler. Kyle Busch back in the pack, side by side. And we have another crash, and Michael Waltrip goes around, and we have Scott Riggs and Casey Mears, they have collided here in turn 1. And what an interesting turn of events. Another tough day for these drivers. And it was so sudden here. And Richmond is not a forgiving drag. Watch this. Oh, Bobby Hamilton Jr. looks like he got into Scott Riggs. And Michael Waltrip and Casey Mears went around. So Scott Riggs, tough luck for him in only his second race this season. And Casey Mears, man, the target car once again crashes. Tough luck for them. And Michael Waltrip is on pit road. He's going to go a lap down, but we're going to restart again. Lap 6 out of 8. 3 laps to go. Who's going to win it here? Kyle Busch looks on Jimmy Johnson. And now Elliott Sadler cruises by. Tony Stewart looking. Tony Stewart would love to add to his points lead, but he's side by side with Michael Waltrip, trying to fight to get the free pass if there's a caution. Now we have 2 laps to go left in this race, a very short race. Tony Stewart look on Elliott Sadler. He's got to block him. Come on, go down. And he bumps him out of the way. Tony Stewart to the lead. He puts the bumper to Elliott Sadler. 1 lap to go for Tony Stewart. And chaos. Kurt Busch crashing. A ton of cars are into it. And looks like that's going to end the race. A ton of drivers collide here on the front stretch. And Tony Stewart makes the winning move. And he's going to add to his points lead over Matt Kenseth. And Matt Kenseth was involved in that crash. However, he is going to finish the race, but he's going to lose a lot of points, man. And look at this. A ton of cars. Rusty Wallace, Mark Martin, Kurt Busch, Ryan Newman, Carl Edwards, Ricky Rudd, Joe Nemechek, Dale Jarrett, Jeff Green, and Dave Blaney. Let's watch the winning move first. So Tony Stewart gives Elliott Sadler the bumper, and he takes the win. But then look at this back here. Chaos. You see Kurt Busch gets turned. And look at that. A bunch of Penske cars, a bunch of Roush Fenway cars. After Jeremy Mayfield spins them, they get collided. And that just solidified the win for Tony Stewart. So the Home Depot Chevrolet Monte Carlo goes to victory lane. And he's going to do his signature burnout. And look at that. Look, he's going to climb the fence. Tony Stewart climbing the fence here at Richmond, saluting the fans. Oh, man, that's just some excitement into this era of NASCAR. So congrats to the number 20 of J.C. Malia. You have won the Chevrolet Rock and Roll 400 at the Richmond International Raceway. So here are your race results. Tony Stewart is first, and he's going to add to his points lead. Elliott Sadler, a good second for that team. Good second for Robert Yates. Kyle Busch in third. What an impressive run for the rookie, as it's checkers or wreckers with him half the time. Jimmy Johnson in fourth, then Kevin Harvick in fifth. Then we have Casey Kane, Bobby Labonte, Jeremy Mayfield, Brian Vickers, man, good run for him, and Jeff Burton. And then also we have a couple other drivers, 11th through 20th, like Jeff Gordon, Greg Biffle. And then here is the last half of the page. A lot of big names down here. Matt Kenseth, Kurt Busch, Ryan Newman, Carl Edwards, Mark Martin. A ton of Fenway cars got taken out. And then we have Rusty Wallace, Ricky Rudd, Joe Nemechek, and Casey Mears once again crashes. Michael Waltrip, more bad luck. And then Dale Jarrett in 32nd. He was looking good on points. This might bump him down a bit. Here are your standings after Richmond. You can see Tony Stewart has a 115-point lead. He's been near unstoppable this season, and now with this win, he's added to his points lead. And now Matt Kenseth and Jimmy Johnson are tied for second. Jeff Gordon lurks in fourth. Dale Earnhardt Jr. fifth. Then Kurt Busch, Rusty Wallace, Jeff Burton, Bobby Labonte, and Kevin Harvick. Now these drivers are going to need some good runs. They're over 200 points out, but we have 5 races left. They could go on a hot streak. So race number 6, we head to Loudon, the quote-unquote New England style racing, even though technically they're in New Hampshire. But anyways, we're going to the New Hampshire Motor Speedway for the Sylvania 300. And remember, there's no chase or playoffs. It's just a 10-race fight for the championship. And so that'll be very interesting. But anyways, Tony Stewart, congrats to him, that Home Depot Chevrolet, for winning today in Richmond. Once again, it provided us with a great race, some great action, and we'll be excited to come back to this racetrack. Always provides great racing.